Hello everyone and welcome back. It has actually been so long. It's been like nearly 3.5 to 4 weeks since I have sat down and filmed anything. All the videos you guys have seen were pretty much pre-recorded in the last bit of December. You know, that period between Christmas and New Year where no one knows what they're doing. That's what I did. Plus I also filmed a weekly vlog. 2 weeks tomorrow is when I started it. And I did it that whole week, so I have edited that. But other than that, that wasn't like a sit down video. So other than that, I haven't filmed anything pretty much this entire year. So I thought I would sit down today while I've got some time. I'm going to do like a no brand makeup tutorial. So obviously I am using stuff that has a brand name and things, but I'm not going to tell you. So obviously if someone really wants to know and asks me about a product, I will tell you, but I'm not going to list it down below. I'm not going to show you guys. I think it's important that we stop focusing on the individual product and we start actually just seeing makeup, because at the end of the day, it really doesn't have much to do with the products I'm using. It has to do with the end result on my face. Let's get started. Do have some self tanner on. So I am actually going to be mixing some foundation and stuff to see if I can get one that's the right tan, because my really super dark shade that I have, I'm not quite dark enough for. So, and I don't have a foundation lightener, but I do have a darkener, so etc. I'm going to try and make something match me. Let's go do my eyes first, finish my eyes, because then I can give the face primer, because that's also like my moisturizer for today. I think that'll just give that a chance to soak in, because I like to let my moisturizer soak in properly anyway. So I think I will just do my eyes first. To start off with everything that has just been going on lately, first off, my stepdad's currently in the hospital at the moment as of today. Right now when I'm filming, this is the 31st of January. Today's the last day of January. And my stepdad is in the hospital. He got sick a few days ago, and then yesterday morning I was at work and my mum sent me a text and says she's taking him to the hospital, and I read it and went, oh my god, what? Like, why? I didn't think, you know, he was that sick. Like, he just had a little bit of an upset stomach or an upset stomach type of thing, but like, to me, I was like, he's not that sick, he's not bad enough. But my mum said no, he had like a lot of pain in his right side, so she took him to the hospital, and it turns out he does have appendicitis. So he had that removed this morning, and he's been out of surgery about 3 hours at this point. So they're just letting him sleep. He doesn't, it's not that he doesn't want me visiting, it's just it's better for my mum to go see him instead of me, because she's also his next of kin, because he's actually only allowed one visitor because of COVID still going on. So my mum is like his actual next of kin, so she can help make more decisions. Not that my stepdad is in any mental decline whatsoever. Beautiful colour. I realised I forgot to set my eye primer, but it seems to be sticking fine. Try this one first. I also, the newest thing in my life is I have actually genuinely started applying for houses. I never thought I would see the day. It was always, yes, I'm going to move out. I'm going to move out one day. Like, that's the plan. I'm saving up to move out, blah, blah, blah. But the day has finally come. I actually submitted my first application in like October. But later on when I thought about it, that house actually, like, it was not super suitable. It's not like I have been kicked out. It's not like I have to leave the house. It's not like I don't know, I've lost my job and I have to move. It's not like I have to move for work or that I have kids, you know. I'm not moving out in a super big hurry. The house that I had applied for didn't have a stove, didn't have an oven. It really didn't have much at all, and it was super, super small, which I don't mind. Like, I'm willing to compromise on nearly everything because it's my first place. Like, I've never rented before, and I'm willing to like let go of some things in order just to get like my first time rental. But when I really thought about it, I thought, no, I'd rather leave that place to someone who needs it, because I heard, like, I saw everyone, like, everyone's talking to the agent that was there, everyone was like telling their story, and it just, there was a lot of people needing to move because they've either split up with their husband and they're moving with their kids. There was one woman who was finally in a place where she could live by herself after her husband died, and I thought, these people need a house more than me. So I did submit an application initially, but I actually withdrew that one. I have submitted about 3 or 4 more since then. Unfortunately have been unsuccessful, but it's become a reality. Like, I actually have started applying for houses, and that is just insane to me. I never thought that day would come. I never thought I would actually see this as a reality. It's insane. It may take me a very long time to find a place. Told this that landlords have said no to me. Like, the real estate agents have told me landlords have said no because they don't want people partying in their place. And I said, I don't drink really at all much. I don't party. I don't really have any friends. I have like one friend who actually lives down here, who I met down here. I mean, COVID aside, I haven't really been able to do much because of COVID. But other than that, all my friends are my work friends, and they're not, like, only one of them is younger than me. The rest of them are like older than me by a few years at least. And I said, I am not, like, I don't have any friends down here. All my friends are up back at home. I don't party, I don't drink, you know, I don't do any of that. And they've told me, like, I'm sorry, but that's just their view on things. I understand it might take me a while to find a place, to be accepted for one. And while it may be annoying, it is also a blessing in disguise, because, I'm looking for something, where to put it? It's also a blessing in disguise, because the more money I have in my savings, the better. I don't need to buy furniture. I don't need to really buy anything. There is just some stuff I bought. I wanted to be mine. So back last year I did a haul where I showed you guys some tea towels and like a bedding set and like a toaster and a kettle that I bought. There are some things I bought I wanted to be mine. A toaster and a kettle is something I did actually have to get for myself anyway, because we realised we actually threw our old one out when we moved. So that was, not only is it just something we don't have, it was also like, there are some things I wanted to be mine. Like, I bought the coffee canisters and things like that. So, but fundamental wise, like, your really base stuff, so like my bed is obviously my bed, like that's the one I had, but like I got my bed, I will have the lounge, I will have, you know, my stepdad has said I can actually, we have glass TV cabinets and coffee tables here, so he's actually said I can have that if he wants, because my mum wants our coffee tables from our set, which is totally fine. I actually love glass stuff. It's one of my favourite like furniture designs as well, because also as well, I am like looking at 1 and maybe 2 bedroom houses and units. They are not going to be absolutely massive, and so getting glass furniture like the coffee tables and the TV cabinet and stuff will just help it not look so super small. Okie dokie, I had to make a phone call, and my mum called me as well. So I did my eyeliner off camera because I cannot do liquid eyeliner or anything like that off camera, on camera, sorry, while I'm sitting here like on my bed. If I was at a desk I'd be fine, but I can't. So I did it off camera and just cleaned everything up a little bit because it was looking real messy. So this is just what I've got for now. I'm hoping this looks a little bit better once everything is done. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not grey. That's not gonna work. It's a tad dark, but I feel like once I put concealer and everything on, it'll lighten up a tad. Okay, so it's still a little bit too dark, but I'm hoping once I put everything else on, it'll look fine. I didn't put any fake tan on yesterday because I'm using a lotion. I'm going to do like a summer favourites. I'm going to film that next week or something. yeah, I can't find like a makeup colour that matches this tanner. It's a different one, so whoops. That's all sorted. I'm going to move on to concealer. I'm not using my colour corrector today because it's too pale for when I'm tan. I can only use that one when I'm fair. Another thing is I was going to get another kitten. I don't know if I've mentioned it in my weekly vlog or not. I can't remember what I said and what I didn't. But I was going to go and get a kitten because I have my cat Shadow. She is nearly 5, and I have been told that like it'll settle her down, and with me living alone with her, because Shadow's coming with me living alone with her, it's probably a good idea for me to get her a friend. And my stepdad was like, okay, you can, like, you got the spare room here, you can lock them away from each other, like, while we've got the room, and while, like, you know, people are home. Like, we weren't doing it today. I was going to take some time off in March, my grandma's birthday and everything. I was going to take some time off, like just take some time off anyway, because I haven't actually taken time off of work since my surgery 4 years ago. Now I will say I broke my foot in between that, and I was off work for like, I didn't work for like 18 months because I couldn't find a job after that. And I had like 2 weeks off last year when I was really sick, but like that doesn't count. I haven't submitted anything for time off since I had my surgery, and I really only had the 2 weeks off because it was mandatory, like to have 2 weeks off after surgery. I think I have a cat hair on my face again. Because I've thought about it, and like Shadow is my baby. She is my absolute Suki, like she's my pride and joy. She's my baby. She is everything to me. She is my fur child, essentially. And I thought, like, her and I have such a good relationship. I don't want to do anything to wreck that or ruin that, because I know she's going to absolutely hate a new kitten that we bring in the house. I know she would tolerate like a younger kitten over an adult cat, because she is absolutely feral to the stray cat, not the stray cats, but like the cats that live up and down the street. They come in our yard and like meow at our side door because they know Shadow's there. They know they can like antagonize her and stuff. When I first got Shadow, she had worms really bad, and they weren't the contagious ones. She got them from ingesting an infected flea or fly. She either ingested it or inhaled it, I don't know, because she sniffs everything and she licks everything. So I don't know which one it was, but, you know, she somehow, like, inhaled one, got one into her body, and I was giving her flea treatment, worm treatments, like, once a month. I was giving her special diet food, and then I took her to the vet, and I had some photos of the ones, because I've had cats have worms before. And this looked completely different to anything I had ever seen. So I took a photo of it because I thought the vet might be able to diagnose what it is by seeing a photo. And he's rattled off something. Whoops. He rattled off something that had like 500 letters in it. And he was like, this is what it is. Basically, like, she's ingested a flea or a fly that, you know, was infected with it. And because she's ingested it and it's like grown in her body, like, they're not going to go away real easy. So she was actually, I was told to give her what I was already giving her. She's an absolute pain to give a tablet to, so I was giving her the worming paste, and they actually, like the paste, it goes on the back of her neck, like a flea treatment, and the vet said that's actually probably like the best one, because like she's not having to try and absorb the medication. Because it's obviously not going to absorb properly if she's got the worms stopping her from absorbing things, like if they're in her bowel or whatever it was. So I did that. I gave her a worm treatment every fortnight for I think it was like 3 months. And they disappeared, and then now I give her the Bravecto Plus. It has fleas and ticks and normal like intestinal worms and heartworm and stuff in it. And stuff all in it at once, and it's so concentrated that for her weight it's a once every 3 month treatment thing, which is like fantastic. Because I gave one to her last night, but I thought like if I get another cat and it has that same problem or gets a problem similar, like Shadow at one point was at the vet like nearly every week because they were checking her all the time to see like if it was getting worse. Because if it was getting worse, then they said it's probably like more of a parasite that is a lot harder to get rid of than it would have been an actual worm than just worms. But like thankfully it was worms and it went away and it disappeared, so I am really happy with that. But I just thought, imagine if I get another one like that. Not only could it do something to infect her, but even though they said that her worms weren't contagious, but like, you know, if I get another one that has a problem with fleas or anything, like all the time I'm going to be at the vet, and, you know, like possibly having to take time off work, because if I have days off it's usually like a Sunday, so you know nothing's open on a Sunday. And like my car's going fine, so I fixed my brows up off camera by the way. My car's going just fine, which is great. I had a little bit of an issue with like my wheels being really funny, and so that started in like October. In case you guys haven't seen my weekly vlog, that started in like October, and so last Thursday I took it to get it looked at finally, and they just said no, there's nothing actually wrong with it, like you don't need new tyres, you don't even really need a wheel alignment. So they just kind of like pumped all of them up to make them the same weight in terms of how full they are, pumped them up a little bit more than what they have been. And said like it just needed a couple of magnets like for the wheel balance, but it didn't need a complete wheel balance, and because of that they didn't charge me for it. So that was very happy with that, because last time I needed tyres and stuff it cost me $380 because I was parallel parking, and instead of reverse parallel parking like I always do, my mum was like, oh, it takes too long, I'm in such a rush, just drive in, don't reverse in. I was like, no, I reverse in all the time because I hate just driving in my car. Like this one, I cannot get used to parking it for some reason. I've had it for 2.5 years and I like hate parking it. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna reverse in, and she started getting all like whingy whiny, and when my mum starts getting whingy whiny, I do not want to escalate that. So I just drove in to the parking spot, and instead of parking the car, I hit the gutter, and I didn't realise, because it took me like 3 weeks to be able to take it to the mechanic, because I was like, at first I thought, no, there's nothing wrong with it, and then I took it to the mechanic and they were like, yep, you have torn the tyre that you hit on the gutter to the point where we can't repair it. You have knocked it out of alignment, so you need a wheel alignment. And then they said because it's an all-wheel drive, because I have a Subaru Impreza, it needed, like, in order to have it balanced out, it needed the other tyre, because it was the passenger side front one that I knocked out. I like knocked out of alignment. And then they said, like, because I've knocked the whole front out, I do probably, like, in order to have it all balanced, I need a new tyre on, what's it called? On the driver's side. And so that cost me $380 for 2 tyres and a wheel alignment, which that might not seem like much to you guys, but I hadn't been working that much. I also last week in the mail got a fine yay in the mail. Because I got caught the very last day of school for 2020. So the students finished on the Wednesday, which was the 16th of December, I believe. And on the 18th, because that was the Friday, the Thursday and the Friday were like the teachers' days or whatever. Because it was the teachers' days, and some schools still had not the daycare, but like they still had supervision for students if they still had to go because of parents working and stuff on the Thursday and the Friday. So because of that, they had school zones still in effect. And I am absolutely just completely out of tune with the whole school system now, because it's been like, what, 5 years now since I graduated. So I forgot completely, and I was like, it's 5 days before Christmas, like 6 days, whatever, or a week, I think, whatever. But I was like, it's Christmas, yay, and I'm just driving to work, minding my own business, and apparently I didn't slow down to 40 in the school zone, so I got a $200 fine, lost 2 points, which is just fantastic. But it's the first time I've had a fine on my full license, on my unrestricted license, not on my P plates. So, like, it's fine, but I've just realised this morning that it's going to raise my rego this time in April. If you lose points... Now, I don't know, because this is the first time on my unrestricted license, but I know on my P plates, this is the first time I'm paying rego on my unrestricted license. No, that's a lie, it's the second time, because I only put 6 months on it last time, but because last time I didn't have any points taken off, it was like, whatever, the same price it always is, but because I have lost 2 points, it's going to probably raise my rego. But other than that, my car is going just fine, plodding along. I've noticed it started to feel a bit old, but there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm gonna freak out that like I'm gonna move out and then like 2 months later my car's gonna like die or I'm gonna have an accident. I can pretty much afford to buy like a $50,000 car. That's all I'm gonna say. But I cannot afford to move out and buy a car unless I'm spending like 20 bucks a week. Because I've taken over my insurance for my Subaru. My dad was paying it for a while, but he just broke his arm. Oh, just before Christmas. It's nearly all healed, to be honest. But yeah, like that's like the 3rd injury my dad's had in the past few years. He's falling apart. I am, yeah, exercising. I'm eating healthier. Like I'm taking carrot sticks to work and things like that. I'm taking actual healthy homemade meals. Like I'm not buying our pre-made meals at work and stuff. Cut back on my soft drink dramatically. It's good. I feel so good physically. It's really nice. So I can't tell if I've actually lost weight or not because I am not weighing myself. I think we have scales in my mum and stepdad's ensuite, I think. But I'm not weighing myself because that stresses me out too much. So I'm just like exercising as much as I can. And just like being as healthy as I can. Because like I cannot stay this weight forever. But if I can't lose weight, if it's not going to happen, I don't know what to do. My mum has tried to convince me to go get the weight loss surgery that she got. But I don't know if I am quite up for it at 22. Like, I don't know if they're going to say You know, is it going to like, I'm not talking about eating and the nutrition with eating and stuff, I just mean physically. Like, is me having kids in the future going to affect it? Like, is it going to be a risk for something tearing? Is it going to be a risk for something not working? So I didn't want black eyeliner on my waterline, I didn't want white, so I just put like a skin tone one on there. It kind of mixed in with a bit of the mascara that got on my eye, so it's not like fully like peachy skin tone, but it's better than nothing. But yeah, other than that, we're just plodding along. I'm going to work. Work's going fantastic. I love it. It's been really good. I don't think I ever fully like announced I left my job at Hungry Jack's. I resigned in October. And it is now like the last day of January when I'm filming this. So I don't know how many months. It's like 4 months, nearly 5. I left it October 6th was technically my last day of employment. And it was so, I don't know how to describe it, heartbreaking. I didn't realise just how hard that was going to be. And I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but the week after I left, I dyed my hair purple. And I'd been thinking about doing it for a while, I'm not going to lie, because I wanted to be like, I'd seen so many girls at work do it, and I've wanted purple hair for as long as I can remember. And I went and did it. And really it turned out fine. Could have turned out a lot worse. It could have come out a lot better, but I honestly could, I could have just bought some stuff and done it again. Like, I had leftover dye. I could have just dyed it again. But I was so scared of telling my mother once I had done it, because I did it on a Saturday morning at like 7 in the morning when my mum left to go to work. She was doing a double shift, and I actually was going to go from work straight back up to my hometown and go to a mate's birthday, and I wasn't sure if I was going to stay the night or not, and then go to work on the Sunday and then come home from work on the Sunday. What I was planning on initially doing was coming home very late, like midnight, when I knew my mother would be asleep, and basically waiting for her to discover it on the Sunday. But I just kept getting terrified. Like, I nearly was like having a full-on panic attack, because my mum is one of those people that has grown up with the idea of, if you have bright hair colours, it means you're like a delinquent, you know, high school dropout type of bad person. And I was terrified. It did not come out the right colour I wanted it to. I wanted it to come out much more pinky magenta-y than what it did. I really only mixed in the tiniest bit of the violet just to make it a bit darker, but my hair just grabbed the darker violet pigment, and I mixed it together so well. Like, I stood there for like 5 minutes just mixing the colour, so I know it was mixed very, very well. But I just think my hair grabbed the wrong tone that I wanted, and it came out like the colour of the Cadbury purple chocolate bar. And so I was terrified of telling her. So that night at one of my best friends, I count him now as one of my best friends, I absolutely broke down at his party, at his birthday party, because I was so terrified. But once I told her, my mum was actually understanding. I had to like leave and go. I mean, obviously with everyone out the back, you couldn't hear anyone anyway. So I had to go out the front and tell her, and I just broke down. I realised I didn't do it for the right reasons. I didn't do it to be fun and different and to see what it looked like. I don't know if you guys have seen my birthday haul. I'm not real glamorous in it, but if you guys haven't seen it, I'll link it down below. But I planned this entire birthday party for myself. I kind of went into 2020 thinking that because like my mum was finally in a better, like she wasn't drinking that bad, she wasn't like reacting to drinking as bad as she used to, like, you know, she was actually working, we were just in a better place. I thought she was going to plan me a surprise party. I thought she was going to try and make up for me not being able to have a birthday celebration for the past 5 years. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So I started planning my own party, which was fine. That bit was okay. I was totally okay with that. I thought that it was going to basically make up for the past 5 years of me not being I haven't celebrated my birthday technically since I was 18, and I know a lot of people are going to go, whoopie-doo, I've never celebrated one, like, get over it. But that was the one thing I wanted each year, was just to celebrate my birthday. Like, if that's all I ask, I don't care about Christmas, I don't care about Valentine's Day, I just want to have my birthday. And so I planned this whole party. I spent like $100 on decorations, like the Hot Dollar Shop decorations, and I decorated outside. I had this big cake. I even bought all these other desserts, like in case we ate all the cake and there wasn't enough. My mum went and bought all this food. I had everything prepared, and 3 people turned up. 3 people turned up. The only way I can describe it is that broke me in ways I am still learning about. I didn't realise how bad that affected me, because that was September. That was like the mid of September. And so I didn't realise how bad that affected me. I thought, no, I'm fine, and brushed it off. I was so upset. I was so upset. I felt like I wasn't a good enough friend to all those people. 90% of them were people I worked with. And everyone had genuine reasons too, so it was making me think that the universe was just saying no. But that broke me in a way I'm still learning. You know, I'm still finding that it's not healing. Maybe I need some help over it, I don't know. But I can't even begin to explain the absolute devastation that I felt. And it really, I have to admit, that was the next week after that is when I handed in my resignation. And I'm not going to lie, everyone was asking me, is that why you're leaving? Because no one turned up. And I kept saying, no, I've been thinking about it for a while. Like, I'd had 2 jobs for months and I just couldn't do it. But when I sat down and really thought about it as an adult, no, that is why I left. I kept going back, like every shift, and I couldn't look at anyone the same. Even the people I didn't invite, I couldn't look at anyone the same way. I felt betrayed. I know everyone had genuine reasons, but I felt so betrayed. I still feel betrayed. Because these people not only pulled out of my party, but like no one wished me happy birthday. And I know that's going to sound really selfish, really self-centered, but like no one wished me happy birthday. I might have had a few people post on my wall, the ones who post every year, but like no one wished me happy birthday. And I understand 2020 was like difficult and hard and upsetting for everyone, but like I've never had it that bad. I've never had no one turn up. Well, not no one, but like I've never had 90% pull out. And I had all this food, I had all these chips and lollies and stuff set up on the table. I spent so long. I started vlogging the whole day because my mum and stepdad actually went out that morning and they were going to stay out they stayed out that night and was coming home on the Sunday because I'd had my party on the Saturday. And so they left the house. I started cooking, I started setting everything up, like I started vlogging, and it was going to be such a good vlog. Like if I edited it, like it had so much content and not just me talking, like it was stuff I was doing, and that would have been like probably one of my best vlogs ever. But like at 9 PM I just got the shits with myself and I deleted every ounce of footage. I even had in there me crying and being upset. But I realised now me dyeing my hair purple was not, it was not for me being fun, was not for me doing it for the right reasons. I thought I was, but then once it happened. But I also don't know if the stress of me telling having to tell my mum and the stress of me not liking it aided in that. I want to say yes. Not once while I was employed by Hungry Jack's was I invited somewhere with someone. I went out once with my group of school friends. And other than that, I am sitting here alone. I am not going to lie, I have never been so alone. I talk to my dad, my stepmom, my brother, my grandmother, my mum, and my stepdad. Other than that, if we have guests in the house, obviously I will talk to them. Like, I'm not rude, I'm not going to hide away. But the other people we're friends with, they're not really, yes, I'm friends with them and I will talk to them one day when I move out and stuff. But they weren't my friends. I met them through my mum and stepdad. So it's very, very hard to sit here. It's probably another reason why I haven't been able to film much. Not only have I just been so unbelievably busy and exhausted, but I can't do it. I can't sit here and say that like I'm fine when I'm not. But I feel like something at that weekend at my friend's place, something in me broke. And I don't know if I can get that back. I don't know what will be able to heal that. I was going to like try and organise something for this year for my birthday, but I'm not going to. I was hoping, I am still hoping, that people would get together and organise something for me, but like, you know, a surprise. And someone be adamant that I go to something and I find out it's like a surprise party. I feel like that would be the only way. Because it would show me that people care. It would show me that I actually have friends. I told myself I wasn't going to cry. But I need to say this, I need to have it out there. Because as much as people say 2020 was hard, that was like the worst thing. Is realising you're just so alone. I had to put it out there. I have to say it. I can't, and this is going to sound wrong. It's like, you know, why don't you put it on your Facebook? Well, then everyone knows who it's for. Everyone knows. And I feel like strangers, I would rather sit down and talk to a stranger than talk to someone I know. Because everyone's trying to compete for who has the worst thing, who's been through the worst, you know, who does the most, who's the most exhausted, who deserves to be the most exhausted, you know. And it's like, oh, you know, that happened to you once, oh, it's too bad, that happened to me 3 times while I was in primary school, like, you know, that type of thing. So that was a bit of a emotionally draining video. I'm sorry guys, but I hope you enjoyed it. This no brand tutorial. I'm not going to list the products down below, but if you do really want to find out what I use, just ask and I will tell you. This look, I hope it is okay. This is what I get for not concentrating on what I'm doing. Like, my face is fine, my eye makeup could be a bit better, not gonna lie, could be a bit better, but overall I think it looks nice. Lip gloss might be a little bit too bright to go with these eyes, but I have to admit, this is the colour I was trying for the first time. It's not one of my Fenty ones, by the way, but I think it looks nice. I love these eyeshadow colours on me. They look really nice, but it's not as put together as I wanted it to be, but it's better than nothing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give me a big thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button that is down below. Hit the bell so you get notified on other videos that I have. I apologise if this was so long, but thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.